Imagine this. You wake up tired, even after what should have been a full night's sleep. You drag yourself through the day with coffee, but your energy crashes by afternoon. Your workouts feel weaker, your focus is off, and you just don't feel like the man you used to be. Now here's the shocking truth. If you're over 40, there's about a 40% chance your testosterone is already low. And it's not just about libido or muscle. Low testosterone is tied to heart disease, diabetes, osteoporosis, and even early death. But here's the part most men don't realize. Your testosterone isn't just determined by age. Your daily habits, what you eat, how you sleep, how you manage stress, can quietly drain your hormones every single day. Today, we're going to uncover 10 hidden testosterone killers most men don't know about. And by the end of this series, you'll know exactly what to avoid and what to do instead to keep your energy, strength, and manhood alive. Let's start with the very first, and probably the most obvious culprit. Hidden killer. Number 1. Processed foods chips. Cookies. Frozen dinners. These aren't just empty calories. They're loaded with refined sugars, trans fats, and chemicals that spike blood sugar, pack on belly fat, and over time, crush testosterone production. These so-called hyperpalatable foods are designed to make you overeat. And when your blood sugar spikes and crashes repeatedly, it sets off weight gain, inflammation, and hormonal chaos, all of which send testosterone levels down. I'm not saying never enjoy a snack, but if processed foods are a daily habit, you're creating a hormonal storm that makes it nearly impossible to feel strong, lean, and energized. So what should you snack on instead? We'll get into that later, but for now, just remember this. Every time you trade processed junk for real food, you're protecting your testosterone. And that brings us to the next silent killer, a factor even more powerful than diet, and one that affects almost every man over 40. In the last part, we uncovered the first testosterone killer, processed foods. But even if you clean up your diet, there's another factor that can sabotage you, and this one is a lot more visible. Hidden killer. Number 2. Excess weight and metabolic syndrome. Here's the truth most men don't like to hear. The more belly fat you carry, the lower your testosterone tends to be. Why? Because fat isn't just stored energy. Fat tissue is hormonally active. It actually converts testosterone into estrogen. That means the more belly fat you have, the more your masculine hormone gets turned into a feminine one. And it doesn't stop there. Carrying extra weight puts you at risk for what doctors call metabolic syndrome, a cluster of problems like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and insulin resistance. These conditions don't just threaten your heart, they directly crush your testosterone levels. Here's something powerful. In one study, men who lost just 10% of their body weight saw testosterone rise by around 85 points. That's a huge boost, without medication, without fancy treatments, just by getting leaner. So if you've been carrying extra weight and wondering why your energy, drive, and strength feel low, this could be the missing piece. But before you rush to the treadmill and spend hours running, there's something you need to know. Not all exercise helps testosterone. In fact, doing the wrong kind of exercise might make things worse. We'll uncover that soon. But first, let's talk about another massive testosterone killer, one that most men completely underestimate. It's something you do every single night, or at least you're supposed to. We've talked about food and body fat, but there's another silent killer that destroys testosterone faster than almost anything else. And the crazy part is, it doesn't come from what you eat or how you exercise. It comes from what happens, or doesn't happen, when you close your eyes at night. Hidden killer. 3. Poor sleep. Did you know that most of your daily testosterone is made while you're asleep? That's right. The bulk of your testosterone production happens during the deep stages of sleep. So, when you cut your sleep short or toss and turn all night, you're literally stealing tomorrow's. Testosterone? Studies show that men who sleep less than 5 hours a night can lose up to 15% of their testosterone in just 1 week. Imagine that. Just 7 nights of poor sleep can age your hormone levels by nearly a decade. And it's not just the number of hours. The quality of sleep matters just as much. Sleep apnea, constant waking, or scrolling your phone before bed all interfere with the deep, restorative sleep your body needs to rebuild testosterone. The result: you wake up groggy, unmotivated, and weaker. Not because you're getting older, but because your hormones never got a chance to recharge. Here's the good news. Improving your sleep doesn't require medication. Simple changes, like setting a consistent bedtime, keeping your room dark and cool, and cutting blue light before bed, can help restore your natural testosterone production. But sleep isn't the only lifestyle factor that secretly kills your hormones. There's another enemy most men face every single day, at work, at home, and even in traffic. And if you don't get it under control, it will wipe out your testosterone, no matter how perfect your diet or sleep is. So far, we've covered food, belly fat, and sleep. But there's another hidden testosterone killer that almost every man struggles with, especially today. And unlike diet or exercise, you can't see it in the mirror. You feel it. Hidden killer, NASMA 4, chronic stress. When your body is under constant stress, it pumps out a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol isn't bad in small doses. It's designed to help you in short bursts, like during a tough workout or an emergency. But when stress becomes constant, deadlines, bills, arguments, traffic, your cortisol stays high. And here's the problem. Cortisol and testosterone are like a seesaw. When one goes up, the other goes down. That means if stress is controlling your life, your testosterone is quietly sinking in the background. High cortisol also makes it harder to sleep, increases belly fat, and kills your motivation to exercise. In other words, stress attacks testosterone from multiple angles. But here's the thing. Stress doesn't have to destroy your hormones. Small habits can lower cortisol and protect testosterone. Taking a 10-minute walk outside, deep breathing, or meditation. Before bed even, something as simple as laughing or connecting with friends. Remember, testosterone thrives in a body that feels safe and relaxed, not one that's constantly in survival mode. Now, we've handled stress, but there's another lifestyle habit millions of men use to relax after a long day. The problem? It doesn't just numb stress. It destroys testosterone from the inside out. We just talked about stress and how it silently eats away at your testosterone. But what if I told you there are other silent killers in your daily routine, things you might use or eat every single day without realizing the damage? Hidden killer 5. Alcohol. A drink here and there won't destroy you, but regular heavy drinking, it's a testosterone nightmare. Alcohol raises estrogen, lowers testosterone, and messes with your sleep cycles. And as we already learned, poor sleep alone is enough to tank your hormones. So that nightcap you think helps you relax, it's doing the exact opposite inside your body. Hidden killer 6. Plastics and chemicals, endocrine disruptors. This one shocks most men. Everyday plastics, receipts, and food containers can contain BPA, a chemical proven to mess with hormone balance. Research has found that men and even teenage boys with higher BPA in their system have lower testosterone. Here's a simple fix. Drink from glass or stainless steel bottles. Never microwave food in plastic. Look for BPA-free labels whenever you can. It sounds small, but these tiny daily exposures add up. Hidden killer. 7. Cutting out healthy fats now. I know you've heard this one. If you want to be lean, cut out fat. But here's the truth. Your body actually needs certain fats to make testosterone. The Mediterranean diet with olive oil, eggs, nuts, fish, and avocado, has some of the strongest evidence for supporting hormone health. When you slash fats too low, your testosterone can drop like a rock. So, here's the quick recap of Part 5, Too Much Alcohol, Testosterone Falls, BPA and Plastics, Hormone Disruption, Ultra-Low-Fat Diets, Testosterone Production Suffers. These tiny adjustments have a massive ripple effect on your long-term testosterone health. Testosterone isn't just about feeling tired or losing muscle. It's tied to heart health, diabetes risk, bone strength, and even how long you live. But the good news, you're not powerless. Every choice you make, what you eat, how you train, how you sleep, either chips away at your testosterone or builds it back up. So, here's my challenge for you. This week, pick one of these strategies and start there. Swap soda for water. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Do your first set of squats, because when you stack up small wins, your hormones respond, your energy rises, and you start feeling like yourself again, stronger, sharper, and more alive. And remember, take care of your health, because you're worth it.